गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिर्व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नः तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। In our last satsanga, we were discussing the sixth and seventh mantras in the first khanda of the third Mundaka. Today we have to go to the eighth mantra, but before that, let us remember once more the teachings in the sixth and seventh mantras. It is in the sixth mantra the greatest motto of Bharat. It is taken from the sixth mantra. Satyameva jayate nānṛtaṃ. The Upanishad, it is the Atmanepadam, satyameva jayate nānṛtaṃ. But in the common usage, we are taking it as satyameva jayati nānṛtaṃ. Satyam eva jayati or jayate. Both the meaning is same. Satyam eva jayate. Truthfulness alone triumphs. Victory is only for truthfulness. This mantra we can see in the transactional level and the absolute level. In the transactional level, always we have to live as per the tenets of dharma. And dharma is based on satya. Satye dharmam pratishtitam. That is, dharma is established in the satyam. Satyam is truthfulness in the transactional level, and it is the absolute reality in the ultimate level. In both levels, meanings will change. In the ultimate level, satyam is the absolute reality, the existence absolute. by which everything else are existing. As aptly said in the Upanishad itself, tasya bhāsā sarvamidam vibhāti. Everything else exists because of that existence absolute. And actually, as the universe of all these manifestations are existing, this satyam is giving existence to all. And therefore, satya is abiding in all, or satya is having victory through all. Satyameva jayate or satyameva jayate. That is in the highest level. And in the transactional level, in the vyavaharika level, always truthfulness triumphs. That is the common meaning. So we must adhere to truthfulness in all our thoughts, words, deeds and all. So that is the message in both the levels. Then Shruti adds, satyena panthā vitato devayānaḥ. Satyena panthā vitato devayānaḥ. Devayānaḥ, the path of Devayāna, is spread. Vitato means is spread. By which? By Satya. So simply the meaning is Satya is spreading the path of Devayāna. It is the path to Swarga. It is the path towards happiness. Satya is the only way with which we can get happiness and bliss. No other way. So observe always Satya in our life. Be truthful to ourselves. Be truthful to our ideals. Be truthful to the world. So, being truthful to ourselves, recognize what is truth and abide to it. That is the only way to reach at the highest bliss. That is the meaning. Satyena panthā vitato devayānaḥ. yenākramantyṛṣayo hyāptakāmā. Yena, by which? Akramanti, are reaching. Are reaching. Rṣayaha, the seers of truth. Who are they? Hyāptakāmā, fulfilled. Fulfilled, those who are fulfilled. They are not simply happy. Happiness is that we are searching for in this life. Happiness is the goal all are looking for. But getting happiness, it is not the end of human life. It is fulfillment. And hyāptakāmās are those who are established in that fulfillment within. Not getting some happiness from outside. No. So hyāptakāmās are those who are established in their own self or who are fulfilled within their hyāptakāmās. Verbal meaning is having all desires fulfilled. That is the verbal meaning. Having all desires satisfied. Having all desires fulfilled. That is a lower meaning. Because there are desires within us. Why? To get happiness. And when you When we get one happiness, we will long for the next. When we get that, we will be longing for the next. So there is no end. So by getting different objects of enjoyments, never we will become hyāptakāmās. Never. When we get one, we will long for 10. Or when we get 10, we will be running for 1,000. There is no end for that. So through physical gains, of course we must have physical gains in this life, there is no doubt in that. But at the same time, it is only in the transactional level, and it is only for the transactional level. Nothing more than that. So fulfilling desires means hyāptakāmā, they are getting above desires. Only through getting above desires, that is transcending desires, we can be hyāptakāmās. How it is possible? One who is established in his own bliss, absolute, he won't long for trivial objects of the world. So he is hyāptakāmā who has gone above all desires. Not that who is searching for different objects of the world. No. So yenākramantyṛṣayo hyāptakāmāः yatra satyasya paramaṃ nidhānam. Yatra, where satyasya, of the truth, paramaṃ nidhānam, the supreme abode, the highest abode, where the highest abode of truth, there hyāptakāmās are reaching. How? Through the path of satya. So this is a teaching we have to take into our own heart, because those realized rishis who were established in the self, who were hyāptakāmās, satisfied all desires. How? By transcending the desires, not by getting this and that object of the world. No. By transcending all desires, they reach that state through the observance of satya. And therefore, those who are in search of happiness absolute or bliss have to always observe, adhere to, or tread the path of satya. That is the only way. So Shruti is asking us to be men of satya always. Here itself, in this Upanishad itself, Rishi is going to tell us those who are not observing satya in life, they will get knowledge. Everybody or anybody can follow that. But facing the ultimate reality through this, it is all for those who are observing in life. That is the greatness of satya. In a Purana, there is a saying in the Purana. Once Brahmadev took a pan and he started weighing. In one side he put the punya of 1,000 ashwamethas. And on the other pan, he put the weight of one. And Purana says, Vyasa Bhagavan says, Ashwamedha Sahasracha Satyamevam Visishyate. More than 1,000 Ashwamethas, Satyam, one Satyam, weighed more. Leave the case of absolute realization or ultimate realization. In the common life, if we are not observing Satya in our transactions, then what will happen? Result is tension, stress. Always we will be trying to hide ourselves from others. One who is following Satya, one who is observing Satya, everywhere he is the same. There is no tension for him. He can face the life with all strength and courage. Whatever odds comes in this life, he will face, he can face everything with same stature, courage, the same boldness, because he is observing Satya. So through Satya alone, we can reach the highest bliss. So says this mantra. Then the seventh mantra, that also we had seen in our last satsanga, bṛhacca taddivyamacintyarūpaṃ vācā tatsūkṣmataraṃ tadihāntike paśyantvihaiva nihitaṃ guhāyām. bṛhacca taddivyamacintyarūpaṃ sūkṣmācca tatsūkṣmataraṃ vibhāti dūrātsudūre tadihāntike paśyantvihaiva nihitaṃ guhāyām. Tad, that, bṛhacca divyam ca. Bṛhacca. Bṛhat means the biggest or the vast, without any limit. Vast, the biggest, or having no limits. That is the bṛhat. Divyam means effulgent. Divyam, effulgent. Luminous. Luminous. Or something that occupies the sphere of divyaloka, devaloka. That also is divya. So there are different meanings. The luminous, or that connected with the diloka, the highest world. That is divya. And it is acintyarūpaṃ. Acintyarūpaṃ. Acintya means unthinkable. Rūpaṃ, form, having form. Of the form which is unthinkable. So, bṛhacca taddivyamacintyarūpaṃ. That is the unlimited or the vast, effulgent and unthinkable. To think about something, it must have some name or some form or some action or some quality or some differentiation, some quality which is differentiating it from the other world, then we can say that. Is an human being, that's a tree, or that is a cow, like that. Then if there is a name, we can speak about it, we can think about it. If it is having a form, then also we can say about it. That spherical, that lengthy one, that short one, like that. Small, big, all this. Then quality, if it have some quality, we can say, we can think. Then if it is having some action, running or walking or flying, like that, we can say, we can speak about that. We can think. Then some relations with something else. Oh, you see that man who is on that tree, or sitting there on the chair. So some relation with something else. So Acharya says, if something is having jati, nama, rupa, guna, kriya and sambandha. Jati, then nama, then rupa, then guna, then kriya, then sambandha. If these 6 epithets, if have something, then we can speak about it, we can think about it. But the absolute reality, the ultimate truth, which is devoid of all these, how we can think about that? How we'll speak about that? And therefore it is said, achintya rūpaṃ, unthinkable. And at the same time, divyam, luminous, or effulgent. And the vast, all-pervading. Sūkṣmācca tatsūkṣmataraṃ vibhāti. It is subtler than the subtlest. It is not gross. See, while studying this mantra, and mantras like this, we have to keep in mind one important mantra of Upanishad. There the Acharya says, I don't know how to teach this. Na vijanimo yathaitad anushishyāt. So who is saying that? One who is established in himself. Embodiment of knowledge. Embodiment of knowledge. Such an Acharya is saying, I do not know how to teach this. Why? Not because of ignorance. But here what is to be taught? It is the absolute reality. Words cannot go that. Where words cannot enter, how we will teach that through words? It's impossible. When we start studying Vedanta, Upanishads, we may think, oh, after studying all this, I will teach the world. I will go out and teach the world. But when we learn, then we will realize it is something which cannot be taught. Because here the reality is above the realm of words. So Acharya says, I don't know how to teach. But still, out of compassion, out of love, all the Acharyas from time immemorial, They went on teaching. Knowingly. That is the beauty of Vedanta. Knowingly they did this. They knew that it is something above words. And still, out of love and compassion to the whole world, they taught, they tried to speak, but cannot be spoke of. So if somebody come and ask what is the biggest foolishness in this world, I will tell teaching Vedanta is the highest foolishness in the world. Teaching Vedanta. Why? When you are teaching physics or when you are teaching chemistry or some such science, branches of science, you know that you can transfer the idea to the brain of student through your words. And therefore you are teaching. Here, if you are knowing that in the case of Vedanta, you are not a teacher. Through my words, I can transfer the Vedantic ideas to the brain of other persons. If you are considering that, you are not a teacher at all. Huh? So knowingly, they did this. It's above the realm of speech. And so, while doing this, they will be using different words, sometimes diametrically opposite words. See, tatsūkṣmataraṃ sūkṣmā, subtler than the subtlest. dūrātsudūre, dūrātsudūre, tadihāntike, dūrātsudūre, dūrād, than the farthest. Sudure, distant or away from the farthest. And at the same time, nihāntike, here, very near. It is here inside. It is there outside. What is the limit of the reality? There is no limit. We cannot say the limit. So you consider something away from you, then there will be some other objects which will be more away, farthest. And there we get the superlative degree, farthest. Sudure, dūrātsudūre. At the same time, it is here. Tadihāntike. In the Ishavasya also and Brihadaranyaka and many other Upanishads, the same mantra comes. The same mantra. Taddūre, taddvandike. That is away and at the same time that is very near to you. Near means it is inside yourself. Away, it is farther than the farthest. In that mantra, Bhagavan Bhashyakara writes, the ignorant people cannot reach that even after a search of crores and crores of years. Varsha koti shataira pyavidusham aprapyatvat. Varsha koti shataihi api. With the efforts of hundreds of crores of years. An ignorant man cannot reach there. Why? Because he is considering it something away from him. If you are considering something away from you or out of you, when you walk, it will be away from you. Once a girl told me or asked me, "Oh Swami, at least my mother have to consider that I am an elder girl now. But she is considering me as a kid even now. It must change. So please advise my mother." Then I asked, "What's your age, my girl?" "I am 18 now." "So what was the age of your mother when your birth happened? And what is her age now?" Huh? If it was 30 years then, now she is 48. When you grew, she also grew. You consider that. See, that is the case. When you are considering something outside you, away from you, when you walk, that will also go further and further. So never you will come together. Never you will meet at a point. And therefore, varsha kodi shataihi api, even after the search of hundreds and crores of years, you will not reach there. Because you are considering it something away from you, out of you, other than you. At the same time, a realized one, he knows it is my own self. And therefore it is antike, atmatvad, antike cha. I am that. And that reality is not something away from me. It is not out of me. I am that. And therefore, dūrātsudūre tadihāntike cha. Where is it? paśyantvihaiva. Paśyan means paśyan, one who is seeing, the seer. Paśyan is the seer. So paśyatsu means in the seers. In the seers. In the seers means in the heart of the seer. Paśyatsu. Ihaiva, here itself. Not here, here itself. Iha eva, eva is there. The shabda eva is there. Iha eva, here itself. There is no doubt. That doubtless voice comes from the realization. When you are studying something and you are having book knowledge, then we will say, yes, it is so. I know that. Are you sure? I am not sure. Then how you are saying? I learned from the Upanishads and so I am speaking to you. But where there is that realization, it is doubtless. There is no doubt. It is the power of the word. That power of word comes from the power of realization. And that is not coming from our brain, but it is coming from the innermost corners of our heart. Paśyatsu ihaiva nihitaṃ guhāyām. Ihaiva paśyatsu, in the heart of the seers, guhāyām. The word meaning of guha is cave, and here it stands for the heart. The heart of the seers. So what is inside us ourselves, we are going here and there in search of it, that. And we will go on searching all the life. Because we may be searching here and there in books, in ashramas, in the Himalayas, in the temples, everywhere. But where it is residing, we are moving with that. We are never looking to that. And we are looking outside and searching outside. That is happening. So the seer knows it is his own self. And therefore, paśyantvihaiva nihitaṃ guhāyām. So this is the seventh mantra, and we can go to the eighth mantra today. See? Na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate nāpi vācā nānyairdevaistapasā karmaṇā vā jnānaprasadena vishuddha sattvaha tatastu tam paśyate niṣkalam dhyāyamanaḥ. Na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate nāpi vācā nānyairdevaistapasā karmaṇā vā jnānaprasadena vishuddha sattvaha tatastu tam paśyate niṣkalam dhyāyamanaḥ. Na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate na api vācā na anyaihi devaihi tapasā karmaṇā vā jnānaprasadena vishuddha sattvaha tatah tu tam paśyate niṣkalam dhyāyamanaḥ. That. What is that? That truth, that absolute reality, na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate. Gṛhyate is perceived. Gṛhyate is perceived. Na gṛhyate is not perceived with the eyes. Cakṣuṣā. Cakṣuṣā means with the eyes or through the eyes. Cakṣuṣā, through the eyes. You cannot see that through the eyes. You cannot realize that with the eyes. Here, I stands for all the jnanendriyas, all the senses of cognition, all five senses of cognition. That means you cannot see that, you cannot hear that, you cannot smell that, you cannot touch that, you cannot taste that. All the five jnanendriyas are negated. They cannot endure that absolute reality. Na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate. Nāpi vācā. Na api vācā. Na api, not also by speech, by words, or through speech, or through words. The meaning of tritiya we can take as either through or by. So through your vācā, you cannot reach that. Here, vāk stands for all the karmendriyas, organs of action. So these are our instruments, karmendriyas and jnanendriyas. We are transacting in this world with this 5 plus 5, 10 indriyas. Everything in this world we are dealing with this. We are getting, we are knowing, we are transacting, we are being with. All our transactions are happening with the help of these 10 instruments. And here Shruti says they cannot enter that. So this truth absolute cannot be realized through jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. nānyairdevaistapasā, not by other devas, not by other devas. Here in this human body, body means body, mind, intellect complex, there are many devatas. All the jnanendriyas are devatas. All the karmendriyas are devatas. And all the antakaranas are devatas. Manas and buddhi. So here in this mantra, as jnanendriya and karmendriya are mentioned earlier, we had to take anyaihi devaihi to mean by other inner instruments like mind and intellect. See, this is a very important mantra. Very important mantra, and therefore we have to learn this in detail. So to cognize this world, we have jnanendriyas with us. We are seeing the world. We are hearing what is there in the world. We are smelling things outside, or we are touching. So with these 5 jnanendriyas, senses of cognition, we are getting all sorts of knowledge. Or we can say the world itself is a product of these 5 indriyas. Because we are cognizing this with this. If they were not working, there is no world for us. We may be living in this world, but without knowing. And then we are transacting in this world with the karmendriyas. All our transactions, whether giving and taking, eating and drinking, talking, walking, jumping, moving, and other sexual relations, this, that, everything. All our transactions are happening because of karmendriyas. Now the Upanishad says, na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate nāpi vācā. This Atman, this absolute reality, the existence absolute, cannot be realized or cannot be perceived through this. So the instruments we are having here, and with the help of which we are knowing the world, and because of which we are considering ourselves great, all they are futile there. They cannot enter there. In the normal worldly life, the power of these 10 instruments, jnanendriyas and karmendriyas, we are valuing them more, the power of these instruments. But it is of no use here. Then we may think, yes, let them have no activity there, but I have a mind. I am a human being, and therefore my intellectual capacity is the highest. I am that much educated. I have that power of reasoning. We may think. But then Upanishad says, nānyairdevaistapasā. With the help of mind or intellect, you cannot reach that. Actually, the term deva means jnanendriya, karmendriya and all, mainly jnanendriyas. But here, as they are mentioned earlier, we have to take it to mean manas and buddhi. So all the instruments, inner and outer, antakarana and bahyakaranas, they cannot enter that. Then what happens? All our ego, because all the instruments we are having here, and because of which we are considering ourselves great. I am a man of knowledge. I am saying I am Pandita Ratnam, Swami Chidananda Puri. Not simple Swami Chidananda Puri. I am Pandita Ratnam. Why? Because one organization gave that title. He is Pandita Ratnam. How they knew that I am a Pandita Ratnam? Hearing my speeches, reading my books. These lectures, classes and books, that never shows the inner experience. It shows that you have learned something and you are storing something in your brain, not that you are a realized man. And they are calling Pandita. See, it is the intellectual level. It is the intellectual level. So we are boasting about that. Today, not yesterday, today, one man told me, Swamiji, you must have one PhD. Then I asked, why? It will be added qualification for you. Very good. See, Vedanta is not learning actually, it is unlearning. You have to learn to unlearn. That is the methodology of Vedanta. Neti, 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 neti. What you are considered as valuable. Of course, in the transactional level, it has its own value. But here, when you enter into the realm of inquiry, then we will realize it is having no value at all. So here, the capacity of all the jnanendriyas, all karmendriyas, and mind and intellect, all these are negated. They will not enter that realm. That truth absolute, ultimate reality is above these instruments. Then what we will do? All our expectations gone. We were thinking, I will understand this Brahman with my intellect. I will think about that with my mind. I will hear from my guru. Or I will see some books. I will see some books with my eyes. I will hear from my guru with my ears. Huh? I will think about it over and over through my mind. And I will understand it through my intellect. This was my conception earlier. But now Upanishad says, na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate, nāpi vācā, nānyairdevaistapasā. Then 99% or 98% of seekers will stop seeking. There is no use. I have wasted my such and such year. I wasted 1 year, or I wasted 10 years, or I wasted 20 years searching this unsearchable. What nonsense. But there will be 2% or 3% of people, seekers. Out of them, one may think, yes, I can do good deeds, auspicious karmas in this world. And by doing auspicious karmas, I can realize that supreme reality. Because when you do auspicious karma, it will make your intellect more and more pure and fit for knowledge. So I will do good karmas, good deeds. Then Shruti says, na karmaṇā. Na karmaṇā. Through karma, you cannot reach that. One person also will go. Then only 2 persons remained out of 100. Out of 100, only 2 persons remained. 98 gone back. Sometimes criticizing Guru, or sometimes vilifying his own foolish decision to search for the Atma-jnana, to travel in quest of the truth. But 2 will be sitting there. Out of them, 1 man will be thinking, yes, there is the mantra in the Upanishad itself, tapasā brahma vijñāsasva. You try to realize the ultimate through tapas, austerity. So lead a life of austerity, tapas. Through tapas you can realize that. That is the final expectation. And that was the only expectation. Because all others gone. Jnanendriya gone, karmendriya gone, manas gone, buddhi gone, and satkarma also gone. Now what remains? There is a small scope to reach there through tapas. Then Upanishad says, na tapasa. You cannot reach there through tapas. You cannot realize that through tapas. Of course, tapas will make your instruments more and more sharper and purer. There is no doubt in that. But it will not take you to that highest realization. Then what happens? That fellow also will go back. That means out of 100, 99 gone back. This is not an easy job. And therefore Upanishad itself says, Kshurasya dhara nishita duratteya. It is just like walking on the edge of the knife, razor edge of the knife. This is not an easy affair. So after negating all these, Shruti says, Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha tataha tam paśyate nishkalam dhyayamanaha tataha tataha. After that, here in this mantra, we can join this tataha at two places. One in the beginning of the second part, that is, after negating all the instruments you are having, and after negating the common ways you understood having value, that is tapas and karma. Tataha, then afterwards. Now you have nothing to resort to. There is no wealth of ourselves, because all are being negated. After that, now we are alone. We have discarded all the egos, everything, all our other capabilities, all gone. Now without any aid, any physical assistance, with bare hand, open mind. It's very difficult, you see. It's easy to speak. I am sitting here. A laptop is there in front of me. And the electric connection is there. And I consider myself as somebody who can teach Vedanta. Not because of realization, but because of the brain power. Such a fool I am. See? So when we realize all these are futile, of no use, then bare hand, open mind, without the weight of any qualifications or anything, I am as myself. Earlier there were so many adjuncts. So many adjuncts were there. I am this, I am that. Huh? See, just before starting this Mundakopanishad vichara, I was writing an email to a university. There, a seminar is going to happen about the Indian knowledge system. And adopting Indian knowledge system is in different universities, IIMs, IITs and all. So how to improve that? There is a seminar going to happen in the University of Gujarat University. So as they have asked, I was writing something introducing myself. I am this, I am that. I have published more than 60 books on Vedanta. I was awarded, or I was respected with many, many awards by different organizations. And I am the founder of Advaita Ashram. This, that, all sorts of nonsense. Because in the nonsensical world, we must repeat all these foolish things. Why? Only then you will be admitted there. Then you can have communion with others. That will slowly help prune the system of Indian knowledge system in different universities and other educational institutions. For what? For a brighter future. Future of India, future of Bharat. So in the transactional level, that is essential. But knowingly we have to do all these things. Knowingly. So at this point of time, when all the instruments you are having and you are boasting about yourself till yesterday, all gone, and you are sitting barehanded. Now, let me repeat once more. Now, at this point, Shruti says, jnana-prasadena, by the virtue of knowledge. Or we can say wisdom. Instead of knowledge, we can say wisdom. By the virtue of wisdom, jnana-prasadena, vishuddha sattvaha of pure intellect, or instead of intellect we can say pure being, sattva. One meaning of sattva is intellect, the other is sattva guna, and the other is the state of being. State of being, that is sattva, having existence. So vishuddha sattva, purified being or pure being, or having pure intellect. How? Jnana-prasadena, by the virtue of wisdom. Tataha, after that, after getting that, tam paśyate, sees that, realizes that. See? In the physical world, in the case of all other scientific studies, we must have all these instruments, senses of cognition, organs of action, and inner instruments like manas and buddhi. In some In some fields of inquiry, you must have that much ability to smell. In some other branches of inquiry, you must have that much eyesight. In some other areas, you must have that much hearing power. In some areas, intellectual capacity. But here, they won't work. They are of no use. And to make our mind purer, our intellect sharper, we have to do satkarmas, we have to undergo tapas. And here they are also futile. So realizing this with open mind and bare hands, we are depending on Brahma Vidya. And then alone, that is the meaning of tataha. Paśyate realizes. How? Nishkalam dhyayamanaha. Nishkalam. Nishkalam. Kala means organs or limbs. Nishkalam. Without parts, without limbs. That is nishkalam. Dhyayamanaha. One who is established in that, in deeper. For the absence of an apt word in English, we can use the word meditation. Deep meditation. When all other things of the world are discarded, you are sitting within yourself, with yourself. Where words fail to describe. See? About that, we fools are sitting together and thinking through words. I'm explaining Upanishad. I am considering myself as explaining Upanishad. See? Nishkalam dhyayamanaha. One who is deeply meditating on that highest absolute truth or reality, established in that, immersed in that. When one gets that position, when he realizes his instruments are of no use in this, then fullest surrender will happen. Till then, we may say, I am surrendered. I am surrendering myself before you or Shastra or Guru. But we have our own individuality, differentiating ourselves from that highest existence. I am meditating upon that. I am the meditator. All these dualities are there, differentiations are there. But when this realization comes, I am one within that, one with that. Nishkalam dhyayamanaha. So this is a very, very most important mantra, conveying all the messages of the Upanishad. So we have to ruminate the ideas conveyed here again and again, and try to realize the meaning, inner meaning of this mantra. Let us chant this mantra once more. Na cakṣuṣā gṛhyate nāpi vācā, nānyairdevaistapasā karmaṇā vā, jnānaprasadena vishuddha sattvaha, tatastu tam paśyate nishkalam dhyāyamanaḥ. Now we can go to this mantra once more in our next sitting. Now if you want to ask anything, you can ask.
Hey, Swamiji. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Swamiji, one question from a YouTube user. The question is like this. Respected Swamiji, what is the importance of the number 108 in Hinduism? I have seen this number so many times. For example, the Tamil Vaishnav saints, Alvards, who created 108 Divyadeshams. What is the specialty about this number?
See, 9, 18, 108, 1008, all these numerals are given much weightage in our tradition. You can see that. Even the branches of Vidya or sthanams of Vidya are 18. Ashtadasha Vidya, 18 Vidyas, 18 Shastras. Much importance is given to that. And then 108. Those who are doing japa knows, they will be using 108. One mala is 108. And innumerable Ashtottara Shatanamas are there. Ishvara have no name. But if you are giving name to the nameless, you can give as many as you can or you want. But even then there are 108 names. Then there are Sahasranamas. In Sahasranama, we may think there are 1000 words. No, there will be 1008 words. You count, then you will realize that. So this importance given to 9, 18, 108, 1008, all these convey the same message. 1 plus 8, 9. 1 plus 0 plus 8, 9. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8, 9. And 9 is Navam. Navam means always new. And when we add the prefix pra to that, it is pranava. Ever new. Pranava means ever new. That is Omkara. Om. That is pranava. And Navam is sound. It is the first manifestation. Tasmaduva edasmad atmana akasha sambhutaha. The quality of akasha is sound. So it is the beginning, it is the middle, and it is the end. What? Nān. And therefore, and in our all, when we add 9 plus 9, it is 9. When we multiply 9 with 9, it is 9. Multiplications, additions, all will make 9. 9 into 9, 81. 8 plus 1, 9. 9 plus 9, 18. 1 plus 8, 9. 9 will give always 9. And it is the Purna Sankhya, the highest Purna Sankhya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That is the highest Purna Sankhya. Then there is no Purna Sankhya. That is the highest Purna Sankhya. See? And therefore it represents Brahman. It represents Brahman. And as a result of all this, 118, 108, 1008, all these are taken as auspicious numerals in our tradition. Even now, you may be aware of the customs and systems prevailing in akhadas. All the Mathadipatis recognized by akhada, before their name, there will be 108. In Kerala and Karnataka and all, nobody knows this. But when you go to North India, you can see that before the name of a sannyasi, there will be 108 if they are Mathadipatis. And in front of the name of Mandaleshwaras, there will be 1008. 1008. So when you see that, you will understand he is a Mandaleshwara. When you see 108, shows he is a Mathadipati recognized by the Akhada. Not all Mathadipatis. All Mathadipatis will not have that. Those who are recognized by the Akhada. So all these are systems. How these are coming? Because of this 9. 9 is the highest Sankhya. After 9, there is no Sankhya. Hey, Swami, what foolishness you are speaking? After 9, there is 10. No, there is 1 0. After 99, there is 1 0 0. After 999, there is 1 0 0 0. So the highest is 9. Highest is Brahman. Brahman is everywhere. Whatever you do with that, it remains. Purnat Purnamudachyade, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyade. And therefore, 9 and 18, 108, 1008. I don't know whether there is any importance given to 10,008. If it is there, we can accept with a full heart. But I never saw that. If somebody is saying, I am 108, Swami Chidananda Puri, then it's all right, welcome. So this is about 108 as far as I know. Namaste.
Next question is from Arun Babuji.
Hari Om Swamiji, my question is related to today's discussion. When we started, we talked about two satyams. One is the transactional truth and the ultimate truth. And also we discussed dharma has to be in the transactional truth, whereas the ultimate truth is given all essential existence. So my doubt is that the transactional truth is not permanent, it is changing. But my clarity required is dharmam should be under nidhānam, not necessarily be the transactional truth. Because transactional truth we don't know whether it's really true. As on now, that is what it is. So some rules are created based on transactional rules. But dharmam, is it really required to be that or with the hitam? So I got little confused the definition between these two.
See, there is no need of any confusion because dharma also, of course, it is the rhythm of the world. Dharma is that which is holding everything together. Dharma is the rhythm of manifestations. All these are there. But dharma also will become irrelevant or immaterial when you go beyond a certain limit. All the do's and don'ts will become immaterial for you when you start searching the absolute truth. That is said in the Gita itself, Jikñāsurapi yogasya shabda brahmādi vartate. Jikñāsurapi yogasya shabda brahmādi vartate. Jikñāsuhu api yogasya. If you are in search of the absolute truth, then and there itself you are transcending the field of dharma. Shabda Brahma, do's and don'ts, Veda. So both these, the Satya and Dharma, have two levels. One, the transactional level and the highest level. And when we view Dharma in the highest level, we can see it will go up and become one with the higher or the one with the highest, where it itself dissolves. It itself gets dissolved. Then there is no more dharma. Till then, dharma is relevant. We have to lead the life according to dharma. When dharma itself gets dissolved, then there is no dharma at all. In the Anugita of Mahabharata, Bhagavan says, Naiva dharmi nacha dharmi, nachaiva hi shubhashubhi. One who is established in himself, he is not dharmi, he is not adharmi. In the common world, if somebody is not dharmi, invariably he will be adharmi. But here, he is neither dharmi nor adharmi. Nachaiva shubhashubhi. He is not doing any auspicious thing. At the same time, he is not doing inauspicious also. So all these dualities become irrelevant or immaterial in that highest state. But in the transactional level, always we have to be with Satya. We have to obey the rules of dharma and all.
So the satyameva jayate, that word satyam here, it is transactional satyam or the
Both levels we can take. See, jaya, jayate, having victory. So, satyam alone will have victory. Where? In this world, in the world of transactions. But at the same time, it alone shines. Jayate shines. It expels. So many meanings for jaya are there. Shines or expels. What expels? Satya, the absolute truth. It is residing in all. It shines through all. That is in the highest level. And in the transactional level, Satya alone triumphs. So both these levels we have to be clear about, and there is no confusion. And see, even the case of dharma, you see, there is no any hard and fast rule to say this is dharma, this is not dharma. For example, Duryodhana asked Krishna, is it dharma? Then Krishna replied, where was your dharma earlier? Now you are in trouble, you are facing death, and you are using the shield of dharma. Where it was? When you tried to make a woman naked, where was your dharma? When you removed all the clothes of a woman in a public place, where was your dharma? Don't speak about dharma. That means you cannot say dharma is one everywhere. It also goes on changing. All these are in the transactional level. But highest dharma is Atman or Brahman. No doubt in that. Namaste.
Next question is from Kamalaji. We have just 1 minute left.
Aha.
1 minute only the question. Pranam Swamiji.
Answer?
Pranam Swamiji, this is not a question. This is just a silly thought came to my mind. I just want to share with Swamiji. What happens if the word eva was not there in Vedanta? How can we explain everything?
Yeah. Not only in Vedanta, in Samskrita Bhasha, if the Shabda Eva was not there,
Yeah.
it's a difficult question to answer. No communication will happen. See? Namaste. Oh, namaste. Now, I think we can conclude now.
Yeah.
Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Paśyemakshabhiryajatraः Sthirairangai Stuštuvamsastanobhir Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Sustina Indro Vriddhashravaः Sustina Posha Vishwavedaः Sustina Stākṣyo Arishtaneme Sustina Bṛhacca Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are having members from Germany, America and all.
Yes, this way.
Oh. What is the time there?
10:30.
10:30.
Yes.
1 hour change happened? No?
Tomorrow, like tonight.
Tomorrow, like
Yeah.
tonight. Right.